in every single one of us, there is a connection between internalized oppression and shame. And this is a guided visualization for radical self-acceptance. And the answers are found in relational neuroscience that bring us back to the 7 circuits of emotion, and those that are the oppressors unconsciously from our childhood up to our adult years. Be here with me now and allow those past burdens just to be as they were. And whatever comes to mind right now in the words of guilt or shame, just understand that there is a thread in all of us as humans that is linked back to self-protection when the child had no protection, didn't have an agency of choice. And so as you relax into this experience, whether it's a walking meditation for you, or you find that this is best suited right before you go to sleep, where the unconscious mind will go ahead and do the work for you. Whatever is best for you, just go ahead and tap into looking in front of you or around you, finding that peripheral vision, and just letting everything go. And you can bring it back into your active experience after this experience if you want, or not. And just tap into everything that is not guilt. Maybe bringing your hands to your heart if you're starting to walk in this guided meditation, or lying down just safely in this space with me here. Being here now, witnessing everything that is not guilt and shame, witnessing love that you have for others, and a specific person that has this beautiful sense of unconditional love for you. Just notice everywhere where guilt is not, and just be grounded in that resourcefulness as we move a little bit deeper into a relaxation of letting everything go, maybe shaking your hands, shaking your body a little bit, loosening up the energy so all the circuits in the body can take in the goodness and release what's no longer needed. And as you continue to tap into where everything that is not guilt or shame and everything that is good about that, just notice the sounds that you aren't aware of right before this moment. And just allow the muscles of your jaw and your teeth to slightly separate. Allow your tongue to just rest on the floor of your mouth. And just think to yourself, all is well. And this is a symbolization to the nervous system that you are safe, and the body is able to let loose and let go, allowing your thoughts to drift and wander. And perhaps you just hang on to every word I say, knowing that whatever you experience is just right for you, because your unconscious mind is always paying attention to your intention and can accept everything about this experience in a way that allows you to be free of anything and everything from the past that has kept you back from this brilliant part of you that knows how to make these shifts and changes in intention and new understanding, and generates healing in a way that is just right for you. And as your mind and body and emotions understand that shifting this old memory is good and best for you, allowing wherever that feels in your body right now of that discomfort, just go ahead and visualize a color to that, and just allow your mind's eye or even your hands to pull that space of discomfort out of the body and just putting it out there, out in front of you, feeling that spaciousness now in your body. And I want you to imagine yourself on a beautiful sunny day, just taking a walk, feeling the sun basking on your face. Just see yourself, or maybe you are in this moment, taking a leisurely walk on a safe, spacious sidewalk. And you're in this beautiful little Dutch town, or wherever your favorite old memories of a beautiful small city. And you're just exploring, and the shops you pass by beckoning you inside with colorful and intriguing window displays. And as you walk at a leisurely pace, nowhere to go, nothing to do, you're aware of people hurrying all around you. You just notice, without judgment, all the hustle and the bustle, the ebb and the flow of this traffic, this unique traffic noise, and people having conversations with one another, even silent conversations in their mind. So much chatter. And you notice a comfortable bench outside a particularly inviting shop, and you sit down with the intent of just being and observing and noticing all the chatter around you. And there's a room next to you on this bench, and before long, a kind man comes and sits down next to you. And when you realize that he's completely unaware of your presence, you have a strange sensation that you are an invisible observer. The man next to you is talking nonstop in rather an upsetting tone, saying things like, "Why did you do that? You shouldn't have. You are not good enough. What's wrong with you?" And since he doesn't realize that you're there, you allow yourself to take a good look at him, and you realize his mouth isn't even moving. You're hearing his thoughts towards himself. And you begin to notice that each accusatory thought has a uniquely different tone. They're not the man's voice at all. It's as if someone else had installed a tiny little record player and the needle was skipping. Dozens, maybe even hundreds of records installed by a parent, a second grade teacher, a fourth grade classmate, a religious leader, a community, a group that you found interest in, but then soon changed when you had a different perspective. All the other people's records playing nonstop in this man's head. He's so used to these records that he doesn't even notice them. And as you continue to observe this man without judgment and full of compassion, because that is just who you are, you realize the words are a soundtrack for mind movies playing within the body. The holographic of the body is a record player that holds on to all of these different thoughts, concepts, and words that are attached to a movie. And when the skipping record says you screwed up again, or that belief is not welcome in this community, you can believe this, but can't believe that. And if you do, it is blasphemy. Whatever that is for you, that recycled memory, that current event that happened just a week ago or a day ago, or guilt and shame are all divided up in fractionalization in the body in a record player. And you notice with curiosity and intrigue the way that this just keeps skipping. That grainy recycled mind movie generating physical discomfort in the body. Understanding now all the chatter outside of yourself, that you have an inner place of truth. And these feelings that make this man believe that those are outdated records, those recordings are his. You feel deep compassion as you notice that most of the recycled soundtracks in my movies are grainy and distorted and replays actually from childhood, all happening in the body without realizing it. Just as it seems he's going to crumble from this pressure, you sense someone approaching the bench. Even though these are people everywhere, you can sense that there's something very uniquely magical about the person approaching. And you look up and see an old man holding a basket that seems to have this magical quality. He approaches the man sitting next to you, and when you see them, they're together. You realize it's the same man, decades and decades older. The man stands in front of the man on the bench, holds out the basket and says, "May I?" The man looks up and nods in gratitude as the basket becomes a record player magnet, attracting all the broken, skipping records, along with all of their outdated players from his mind and the holographic body of just fractionalized emotions that are held in the body that just needed to be attracted to that in which it does not belong in the body. And as you observe this amazing scene, you realize and you notice that the man relaxes into this sense of peace. The tiny little muscles on his face relaxing, the mind movies dissipating into this basket along with all the record players, the feelings, the bodily experiences, the self-judgment, and then the judgment of us on others into stillness and straight peace. You notice silence for the first time since he sat down. The old man beckons the man on the bench to look in the basket and see what great relief that it is now empty. The old man asks again, "May I?" And the man on the bench nods in gratitude as he intuitively understands that a new soundtrack, a true soundtrack, has always been installed. It still is installed. It will be installed. And you will remember in this moment the insights, the old man's hands, the man on the bench, this beautiful, intricate, magical, tiny record player, perfectly made to run smoothly from now on. And that is true for you. As we witness, we are one with each other. We forgive and we understand that the installation of wholeness is already there, but all the fractionalized opinions of others just gets in the way of us hearing the sound of our own truth. And that takes time to step away and tap back into that true soundtrack. It was installed, it is installed, and will be installed. And the old man's hands now, the man on the bench, a beautiful, intricate, magical, tiny record player, perfectly made to run smoothly again from now on. True for him and true for you. So as you reach out and you accept that record player, seeing your older, beautiful self just coming back to remind you, it immediately and automatically installs in the center of your heart, expanding this beautiful new tune at the perfect resonance, bringing recalibration of all those old movies, all mind movies, all these just filtering through this new soundtrack. All meridians in perfect harmony, all chakras, top to bottom, front and back, working back in perfect harmony. And as the man relaxes back in the chair, you relax back in your chair. You relax back into the feet on the ground, saying, all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. I am worthy of a good life. I forgive myself and I forgive others and I forgive judging others. and radical, radical, fierce love of understanding our truth, but also honoring others. Now, as you notice anything else, skipping, replaying, tripping you up, just allow the body to soak in this new record of your truth, instilling back into that tune of wholeness and your truth. And just make that sound and turn it up just a little bit. The beauty of music in perfect harmony. Experiencing a relief, you turn to the man. He turns to you, and he sees you, because you now are in tune with the life and the truth that lives within you. You both turn to your higher mind, your higher guardians, to remind you of this beautiful music that you play. And sometimes people may not like the tune of your music, and that's okay. But this is now instilled in you, and you both look at each other in the eyes, pierced with truth, seeing radical love, no longer holding on to that past judgment, no longer holding on to that guilt or shame. Resonating perfectly at 528 hertz. The gift of love and the solfeggio tone that brings everything back into the basking of truth. And again, you nod gratitude as you intuitively understand that this is the soundtrack, the true soundtrack. It was installed, is now reinstalled. And you can come back to this moment at any time and just gift everything that is not yours into this basket, and it will retrieve and give back to you just the beautiful notes of who you truly are. Whole and complete. All is well. Everything is working for my highest good. I am worthy of a good life. I forgive myself. I am kind to myself, and I am kind to myself and others. And I am free. And just releasing back into that comfort and ease and freedom, and giving everybody else the judgment that they give to others back to them. Drawing a huge, beautiful bubble around you, feeling that sense of newness in that area of first discomfort when you came into this beautiful experience. Feeling the truth and the love now moving through that spot once more, filling the entire body, completing this experience that I am free. Free of guilt and shame, that is not me. Totally and completely free now. And go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And in the morning, you'll acknowledge that you have a fresh sense of forgiveness, self-acceptance, and that of non-judgment to others that judge you. And you realize that that's just the old record player playing in the mind that makes them feel guilt or shame attached to a memory that's in the holographic body, but that is theirs and not yours. And you will feel good and complete, and will send love to those that have not yet realized that they have an old record player playing, and that you can bring a beautiful new note of music to them when they are ready. All my love, all my light. Fully restored, free of shame, free of guilt, complete and whole. And so it is.